you guys, so today I'm going to show you how to make my ruby red velvet cake. We're going to make this cake extra special and super festive for the holidays with a delicious white chocolate cream cheese frosting and a stunning pomegranate decoration on top. I absolutely love this cake, guys. It's so beautiful, so different, but with the flavors that we all know and love. You have to make this cake. That being said, let's get started and let's make this. So we're going to start with one of the stars of this recipe, which is my white chocolate cream cheese frosting. Listen, you guys, this frosting is something so amazing. Even if you're not a fan of white chocolate, I'm not a big fan of white chocolate myself. Do not let that stop you. I guarantee you, you will be licking the bowl and the spatula. If you tried my basic cream cheese frosting, this is like, even 10 times more delicious. You'll love it. In my bowl, I have some butter. The butter must be soft. If it's slightly cold, it will not work. So if you have any doubts, just cream the butter with your hand mixture for about 30 seconds to achieve a spreadable consistency. You'll also need some white chocolate, of course, and you do want to melt this with 2 tablespoons of butter over a double boiler. I do not recommend you melt this in the microwave because it's a large quantity of chocolate, and if you're not careful, it may burn before it melts. So please melt this slowly over a double boiler. You're going to mix these together until combined, and then you can go ahead and add the powdered sugar. Now, I know some people may be thinking, oh my goodness, there's so much white chocolate in there. Why are you adding more sugar? This recipe does need that extra sugar because white chocolate and sugar have a different grade of sweetness, and white chocolate is not enough. Okay, so set aside the white chocolate mixture for a moment, and in this other bowl, I have some very cold cream cheese. I did pop it in the freezer for about 10 minutes to get it really cold, and this is crucial for getting a stiff cream cheese frosting. The trick to getting a perfect firm cream cheese frosting is cold cream cheese and spreadable butter, or in our case, a spreadable white chocolate mixture. I'm creaming this for about 15 seconds just to loosen it up. Do not mix this though for more than 15 seconds or the cream cheese will start to warm up. Add the white chocolate butter mixture, and you want to work as fast as possible, guys. Quickly mix everything together. The cold cream cheese will shock that white chocolate mixture, and you'll get the most beautiful, creamy, smooth, and stiff cream cheese frosting. This should hold up beautifully on your spatula. Okay, so moving on, I want to introduce you to one of my favorite fruits ever, the pomegranate. The seeds of this fruit are sweet and tangy and amazing. It's like eating juicy berries, guys. So good. Now, if you were to slice this directly in half, the seeds will burst. We don't want that. So what you want to do is just cut some shallow openings all around the pomegranate and then break it apart with your hands. This will take some practice, guys. If some seeds do burst, it's not a big deal. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. Can we just take a moment and appreciate Mother Nature here? Every time I open a pomegranate, I'm fascinated by these beautiful rubies. They do look like rubies. To get those beautiful big pieces, just gently peel back the skin and you'll be left with these beautiful clusters. Now, I'm going to do a bath for my cake, and there's 2 ways to go about this. You can either take the seeds and pulse them in a food processor and then strain the juice, or you can use store-bought pomegranate juice. If you are going to do that though, just make sure it's 100% pomegranate juice and there's no sugar added. To my saucepan, I've added the juice and the sugar. I'm using vanilla sugar, that's why you see those black specks, but normal sugar is perfectly fine to use. Put the pan over medium heat, allow the sugar to melt, and then bring to a boil. As soon as it boils, turn off your stove, and this needs to cool completely before you use it. So we're ready to assemble the cake. Okay, so you'll need my red velvet cake recipe. I'll leave a link to that video in the description box below. It's a great cake, guys. And this time, I did dye it a burgundy red to match the pomegranate. Now let's talk for a moment, okay? Last year, I shared with you guys my almond white cake, and you guys love that cake. This year, I wanted my Christmas cake to be warmer. I knew I wanted to incorporate some kind of winter fruit. and definitely white chocolate. All of these components, the red velvet cake soaked in pomegranate juice, the white chocolate frosting, make this cake super festive. This cake is also a great option for New Year's. Here in Italy, we like to say that the color red and pomegranate brings good luck, but I definitely think it's a cake to try all year round because the flavor combination is simply delicious. I always do a crumb coat, chill the cake, it just locks in all those crumbs, and then I proceed to doing, the final coat of frosting. I also forgot to mention, if you want to add some pomegranate seeds in between each layer, of frosting and cake, that would be so delicious. I'll leave the recipe to make the drips in the description box below. I've shown you guys how to make drips so many times on the channel, and again, you want to use a red burgundy color. This time, I decided to arrange the drips all around the cake in no particular way. I really like how these look. Go ahead and add the big chunks of pomegranate and the seeds however you like on top of the cake. It's amazing how you can achieve such a beautiful look with simply some pomegranates and a few drips. The cake looks like it's covered in rubies. I love it. It's so festive. I definitely think this cake is a showstopper and will impress anybody you serve it to. Flavor-wise, it's safe to say that so many people love red velvet cake. It's one of those cakes that you can't go wrong with. It's so soft and flavorful, and paired with that white chocolate cream cheese frosting and the pomegranate, it is amazing.